This is the Giant G2300 HD Extra with the glass cab with heater and fan. I don't think it's actually air conditioning. It's got a radio, speaker up there in the corner. It's got the windshield wipers front and back. Everything works. It's got lights up here. It's got turn signals. It's got four-way flashers and a horn. And it's also going to include this broom that, as you can see, you grapple with the branch manager here. It goes right into the box. And then this little poker goes where this hitch is. This is an optional thing, obviously, this hitch. This is so that you could move trailers around, and by putting in because it's a receiver, so you'll just put a 2-inch ball in there on a hitch, and you can move trailers around without using a truck pretty easily. So that's just a nice little feature. And so what we see here, the only real damage to the machine at all is this little bit of paint that's fallen off here on the trim of the radiator shield. And I did do a little painting down here because there was a little bit of paint flaking off this big old counterweight here. So what do we got? Well, one thing I got to point out is the headlights on the other side. I have removed the headlight on the other side. You'll notice there's just an empty space there. There is a second headlight. I'm actually putting that back on later this morning. I had to work on the bracket that holds it in place because it was slightly bent, but that will be fixed up and replaced in a few hours, and I can produce a video of the machine working all elements, but I'll probably hop up in here in a second and show you what goes on and how this thing works. It's just kind of tough with one hand filming. Back here you see the owner's manual. If I didn't mention, I think I bought this machine in 2021, at the end of 2021, I'm pretty sure. And the reason I'm selling it is I have another smaller machine from Giant and I love it. The crew loves it. And I'm probably going to replace this guy with a smaller machine because this is just too big for our job sites. For somebody else, this might be the ideal size. We used it primarily for when there was a crane-assisted tree removal. This guy will move big logs pretty quickly. This is a very robust machine, and obviously you would not be working it with this here. This is just to move trailers around. I just have it in there for purposes of illustration. And you know, you could see, you could just take the wing nut off and the whole thing slides out of there. There's a round tube in there that goes inside the bigger piece here. So anyway, and this broom for job site cleanup is just excellent. Those are steel tines, so they're stiff and it takes a lot of abuse. Let's go ahead in here and start this guy up and see what it sounds like when we start her up. You can see there's going to be the hour meter as I turn the key here, and the keys that are included, we have a door lock key here, a fuel lock key here. This is just an extra key that we won't need, and the one in the ignition. I'm going to start right up. This is the cold engine. It is the end of September, I think the 28th of September 2025, and cold engine, just cold start here. It is shorts weather, so you know, but it starts like this in the cold too. I can tell you that because it's just an amazing machine. See, we have 147 hours on it, which is not enough for that many years of ownership. In other words, it's just not being used enough. So here's the gas right here, and here we can operate the boom up and down, you see? And when I press the button on the front of the joystick and go sideways, it opens up the grapple. As you can see, just barely out there. There, we're closing it by pulling in the opposite direction. And now I'm gonna go ahead and put the seatbelt on and release the brake all the way. And now we can back up. But I'm not going to back up because I wanted to grab this guy right here. So I'm going to try to do this all on camera, but this might prove majorly challenging. I'll get there. It's just hard with one hand. All right, now I've grabbed it. I didn't put it into the hole because that takes a little bit more nuance. But now you can see articulated steering. Of course, we've got the beep backing up. Not my favorite thing, but it's good. So there we're just turning around and driving around and all that stuff. So I'll just shut it off there, or maybe I'll shut it down so I can just work the lights and things in a moment here. Just gonna get out of the way because I see my wife is trying to leave. So now I'll show you lights in a second here. Showing you this is just all kind of like this. And you see normally that point goes up into there, but of course the hitch is in the way. No issue there. So let's see some lights, action, stuff like that. Over here we're gonna get these lights on. Let's see what those lights are like. Oh yeah, there they are. And are they on the back side too? No, I didn't think so, because those are a different switch. And these aren't switches I use every day, so I'm reminding myself where they are as I'm showing you. Yes, lights, see? All right, turn signals. Just like a car, I think. It's just up and down. And there is a turn signal missing over there, like I pointed out, so you can't see that one. But back here, there's the turn signal firing. And then we'll go to the other side, and you can see that one here already. I mean, how important are turn signals on this thing? I don't know. If you're using it on the road, though, pretty important, I suppose. All these lights are real nice for nighttime work. And you'll see this button over here that activates or deactivates the ability to use the front boom. Of course, we've got windshield wiper stuff there and here because we got windshield wipers, and you can test those. I'm not going to put them on the dry windshield. But, all right, now we take the turn signal off and put the four ways on. Just check them. And we have three ways because the other one is missing right now. But again, I'll be installing that. It works perfectly. There we go. So let's see. Is there anything else I can show you? Of course, this guy right here, it retracts the steering. It is actually the reason why it was hard for me to get in at the outset of the video, because I hadn't adjusted that properly. It was very tight to get in there. I think that this is lumbar support, although I'm not 100% sure. And then we have our sort of air ride seat that you can choose how much you weigh so that you can bounce around as you're riding in comfort. Back here, we got the engine and the air filter. I took that out just the other day. You can see that it's white in there. It gets a little dusty around there, but I don't bother with the dust. I don't want to wash all that stuff out. This guy closes nicely and holds. The doors have this interesting little button right here because you can ride around with the door open on varied terrain and the door won't open again. So you just press that button and listen to this. Oh, that's nice. There's no vibration in the door. It's just solid. I've adjusted all those to be so just like new. Same with that door. And we can close that one up. Solid. So that's the machine, and like I said, this light's missing, but this cord will come out through there, and the last light will be on there again. Some nice features of the branch manager grapple in the front here, which is obviously included in the sale along with the broom. You'll notice that this has a green showing and a red down there. The green is in the window because it's properly connected. This is just one of the buttons in the cab. You see that it's all hydraulically activated, so we don't have to get off the machine to attach an implement fully. The branch manager grapple is amazing. This is the third or fourth one I guess I've owned, and yeah, I can't speak highly enough of them. There's very robust pieces of machinery. They got their Zerks on here that are all getting filled with detritus, of course, but are full of grease too. So that's your new machine, and you'll love it. I can almost promise you that. It was just too big for us. So that's that, and I'll put the trailer into the same video, and then maybe I'll make a second one. But here's the trailer that could potentially come along with the unit that I just showed you. This unit's amazing, this trailer. I got it as a package along with that machine back in 21, I believe. And it has a hydraulic jack here. This trailer is the cat's meow for real. It's like everything I could want out of a trailer. So making that go up and down. Well, this is for the bed right here. So, but of course it's not gonna, excuse me. I didn't switch the thing and I was looking the wrong place. It's about to go up. See that? That's the jack. So now I put it down again and it flies back up into position. Go over there to hoist when I switched this to hoist, and now the bed lifts up, no problem. And there we go. I just keep our insurance card in here because it's a good place to keep it. And close that up. So you'll see we got the pintle hitch on there and the pintle ring. So that's what it would come with. This is where the grapple resides. I'll take some pictures once it's up in there. And we have the tie downs in here for the machine. So this is a 14-foot trailer, and it just has really high capacity. We've not used it for much other than moving the machine around. And the machine, if I recall correctly, is 6,600 pounds, but that's just going off memory. But this trailer has no damage, as far as I can tell, at all. It's just, you know, the classic use, driving over it'll scratch up the bed, but everything's in just great condition. I couldn't get all the way over here to wash the top of that fender because I didn't have enough power hose wash or enough length. So anyway, spare tire included. This trailer is unsurpassed in quality in my mind. I've owned 4 or 5 trailers now, and this is the best one. And I don't even want to sell it, but as a package, it makes sense for that one. You'll notice that I have these ramps here, and I'm not sure if those are going to be included in the sale, but of course I probably have to if I'm selling the trailer along with it. It's just that these are really expensive ramps, and somebody stole the ramps that were with this trailer from the start. But the truth of the matter is those were really short ramps, and these guys make your travel into the trailer much less nail biting since they're longer. So, and they're not very heavy. One person can easily lift, oh, that's the wrong word, can lift these. They're probably 50 pounds or so. But yeah, they just hook into the back of the trailer there on the little rails, and you can just drive right up in there and strap it down. And I would be including the chains and chain binders that, if I'm selling you the trailer and the whole unit, you'll get all these. There's a couple of new chain binders in there, one used one. Well, they're all used, but these are much newer, maybe 2 months old, and they're nicely greased. So that's it. That's what I'm offering. Thanks a bunch for looking.